Hello, Derbyites. I'm Daniel Montgomery. I'm here with Jeffrey Kare, and we are going to talk about the most recent episode of Dancing with the Stars, which aired last night as we're recording this. That was Dance Trios Night, which was the top 5 contestants on Dancing with the Stars. One was eliminated, bringing us to the top 4. So for starters, let's talk about that elimination. What did you think about Bonner Bolton, the bull rider and model who has struggled in recent weeks? What did you think about his elimination?
Well, I thought he did all right last night, but as for elimination, I'm not too sad about him being eliminated. I think his time had come.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that one. And I know Len Goodman, head judge Len Goodman, agreed with that. He actually said, after Bonner Bolton's first dance, which I thought was a little harsh, even, for a judge, that he essentially had gone too far in the competition already, that, probably should have been eliminated earlier. What did you think about those comments? Were you surprised by those, or did you feel like, oh no, he was right?
Well, I guess to some extent he was kind of right. I guess I kind of applaud the judges for, being fair to him, I guess. And yeah, but yeah, I guess if I were controlling Dancing with the Stars, I would have had him eliminated instead of Heather Morris the week she was.
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the things I noticed after Len Goodman said that to Bonner Bolton was that he said, don't blame the judges, blame America. The week Heather Morris was eliminated, the scores that was based on, Len Goodman gave 8s to both Heather Morris and Bonner Bolton, so declared them the same level of dancer that week. And then last week, when Nancy Kerrigan was eliminated, the scores that determined that, he gave Nancy Kerrigan and Bonner Bolton the same score, so he declared them equal. So I think if Len thought that Bonner was in over his head, he probably should have scored him that way 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, I guess if you get a score of an 8, you're kind of in trouble.
Mm. There were 2 dances. Every dancer performed in the show. One, a regular individual dance, performing to a new dance style that they hadn't done yet. In this case, the song was picked by the pro partners to kind of reflect the character of their celebrity. And then the second dance was a trio dance where everybody performed again, but with a third dancer, a pro or a troupe member. But in the first round of dances, what was your favorite?
Well, I think my favorite was probably Simone with Normani a close second.
What did you like about that Simone did a foxtrot to "What Makes You Beautiful" by One Direction. What did you like about that one?
I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of being more and more impressed by Simone every week. Well, as I told you last night, even if I end up predicting Normani to win, which I actually just put in my Gold Derby predictions, I'll probably still be rooting for Simone. I think it'll definitely be those two for the top.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world it would be at least the way the season has gone. In a perfect world, I think Heather Morris would still be in the competition, and maybe even Nancy Kerrigan. But so I too hope that it ends up being Simone and Normani in some combination, one or two. Normani, I thought her first dance was fantastic. She did a contemporary routine. It was inspired by some racist bullying that she'd received online. And contemporary routines are always good for high scores, especially if the judges already like you. And she got a perfect 40 out of 40. What did you think about that routine?
Well, yeah. She almost got 2 40s out of 40s twice. She definitely got a perfect score in the first round, but second one, she was close to getting a second.
Yeah, she just missed out. She did a cowboy-inspired jive with Val Chmerkovskiy, her regular partner, and Alan Burston, who keeps popping up on the show, and maybe as a pro dancer next season, the way things are going. Did you Did you think that that deserved a perfect score the way the first dance did, or do you think Len was right with that 9?
Well, I guess he was kind of being generous with the first round, but I guess when it came to the second, he was like, "No, I'm not giving you 2 10s in one night."
Yeah, he's only given. I mean, there have been a lot of 10s given out this season so far, but Len has been the holdout in terms of those perfect scores. He's only given 3. He's never given a 10 when no one else has given a 10, but he's given 9s plenty of times when other people have given 10s. But Simone, she didn't get a single 10 in this week's show. She got 9s across the board for both dances, and the judges were kind of critical of her. Telling her that she needed to have more of a connection to the song, more of a connection to the emotions, more vulnerability. And you said she was your favorite dance of the first round, at least. What did you think about those comments? Did you agree with them, or do you think that she's doing exactly what she should be doing in this competition?
Well, I personally think she's doing exactly what she needs to. I mean, I guess maybe the judges need to see a little better in her. I mean, and then again, I remember even you telling me about you being nervous about her for next week.
Yeah, I am nervous about her. Those scores that she got put her in 3rd place on the judges' leaderboard, which is great normally, being in 3rd place on the judges' leaderboard. But when you're down to the final 4, that puts her 2nd from the bottom. And David Ross, we've seen, who is at the bottom of the leaderboard, baseball player David Ross. We've seen him overcome low scores because of very, very strong viewer support. He's getting those votes from viewers at home. So if that's happening again this week, not Normani, Simone had an off week, at least according to the judges. That could potentially push him over the way we saw happen to Heather Morris and the way we saw happen to Nancy Kerrigan. Are you predicting David Ross to go home or someone else in a surprise?
Well, as of now, I do have a David Ross in 1st place, who I will say, I believe it was 1st or 2nd dance last night that, I thought seemed very heartfelt. And 2nd place, I have Rashad. 3rd place, I just put Simone there, I guess, since she is kind of on shaky grounds. 4th place, well, I guess I put a no one there since as a filler, and 5th place, Normani.
Yeah, there's gonna be an elimination next week. I'm almost certain, but yeah, it does seem like, given how well Normani has performed, there's a better chance that no one would go home than to see her go home.
Yeah.
She's just been, and having the top score mathematically, I think it would be very, very difficult for her to be eliminated, even if she has the fewest viewer votes, which I think is unlikely. What did you think about David Ross's 2nd dance? Because the 1st dance you mentioned, the waltz, was To Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. It was very emotional. It was inspired by how he was raised and how he's raising his children. So he got teary for the entire first segment, it seemed like, which is going to help him great with voters. But the second one was a Paso Doble. It was a little bit shaky and a little rickety in places. What did you think about that 2nd dance?
Well, I guess it is hard to pull off 2 home runs in one night. I mean, pun intended, since he's a baseball player. But yeah, I guess maybe even though he was solid, I guess his 2nd dance wasn't as good as his 1st.
What are you looking forward to next week, or what are you hoping to see happen after next week's show?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it should be interesting to see who does end up going home next week. And yeah, because if we get another surprise elimination, which I guess we were kind of close to getting one last night, which thankfully we didn't, since Bonner was the one who went home. And yeah, I guess we shall see.
Yeah, I do hope that we see. I love David Ross, but I do hope we see the final 3 be Normani, Simone, and Rashad. Given the way the season has gone, if we can't have Heather, if we can't have Nancy Kerrigan, I think those are absolutely the best 3 in this competition. And I think even with Heather and Nancy Kerrigan, if they had lasted longer, I still think that would be a reasonable and justifiable top three. So I think, a lot of the shockers from the season, and maybe some of my disappointments with who stayed and who went, I think it will be sway if we see that proper top three, Simone, Normani, and Rashad, making that top three. So fingers crossed for that, for me at least.
Well, yeah, and if those end up being the final three, then we all know a black person's going to win.
Yes, it would be. I believe, a first. For all African American contestants to be the top three finalists on Dancing with the Stars, which would be a pretty exciting piece of history. So we'll see if that happens. And thank you for joining me, Jeffrey, for to discuss this week's show. And thank you everyone for watching. We will see you back here next week.
Mm-hmm.